Welcome back to class. This is a really late night session. It's like 2, almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, yeah. So, this video is going to be about, obviously, you see the title, Satan's manipulation towards women, and this one is going to be focusing more on how he has made us hate through heartbreak. So, if you know Satan, you understand the way that Satan operates, then you completely understand that Satan is set on destroying mankind. Now, from what I read in Genesis, when it talked about Adam and Eve, for me, I felt that that was basically a warning of how Satan was about to destroy mankind. He needed Adam to eat the apple, but he did not go straight to Adam. He manipulated Eve. He lied to Eve, convinced Eve that it was okay to eat it. Eve went to Adam. Adam ate the fruit. Again, Adam is the one that Satan needed to eat the fruit to introduce sin into the world. He didn't go straight for Adam. He went to Eve. So if you want to destroy mankind, go for the woman. The woman get destroyed. The women fall. Everything else falls along with it. And this is going to be part one of talking about that. And again, my main thing that I'm building up to is my problem with these relationship gurus and how they're not really contributing nothing to society. Okay, so first of all, obviously, we all know that women are multipliers. Life continues through us. So everything in the Bible that grows, God called it she, knowledge and hell. So for me, I take that to mean as women, what we produce is either going to be good or evil, holy or wicked. It's going to be a reflection of order and discipline or chaos and destruction. Now, if you do it God's way, life continues, right? Everything's peaceful, everything's good. You got order, you got discipline, you got structure. God wants good. That's why He gave us the Bible, tried to give us instruction. But if we do it our way, and keep in mind, anything that's not God's way is Satan's way, but we think that it's our own. We do things our way is guaranteed death. Now, something that my pastor teaches is death is beyond the grave. When God talks about death in the Bible, He's not talking about dying instantly. He's talking about the state of our soul. So yeah, you could be living a long time and still be dead spiritually. So obviously, that's exactly what Satan wants everybody to die spiritually. The more people that die spiritually, the more people that's going to end up with him. So, as I said, women, we are the multipliers. And in this reference, I'm going to be using apples. So, this is basically women, and men obviously are the farmers, right? So, it's men's job to plant the seeds in the right soil, make sure that everything is growing how it's supposed to, keep us well nurtured. If the farmer does his job, this is what you get. Uh, one apple tree can feed over 100 people per season. One apple can grow at least 2 more apple trees, and so forth. But again, this all depends on how well the farmers do their job, the men. So let's say, for instance, out of every 20 men, right, you only have 2 that actually care about farming, and they take pride in the quality of what they grow. Out of these 20 men, 7 of them are gay, so they're not really interested in farming with women. 5 of these men, they only want the benefits without the work. They want to be able to eat, get the nourishment, get everything that the apple is supposed to give, but they don't want to do the work to make sure that the apples are being produced the way they're supposed to. Then you have 6 of them, and these are the ones that we're going to be focusing on. 6 of them only care about impressing others and making money. So now you got a bunch of people that's genetically modifying, and there's absolutely no nourishment in these apples, right? And I got a picture for that. Okay. So um trying to zoom in. That's, so Satan basically went to the farmers. Is just one. He just needed one farmer, and introduced him a different type of apple. We all know Snow White. We all know that this apple is poison. So it looks good on the outside, but it's completely rotten on the inside and full of poison. So, for instance, let's say that this apple that's being introduced to men, an alternative option, is oh, candy apples. Now, me personally, I love me a nice little candy apple. That's one of the main reasons why I like to go to state fairs. So obviously, there's a variety of candy apples, but let's say that in this scenario, these grow naturally, right? You don't have to do everything. These are how they grow. So, um, obviously they look good, they taste good. Regular apples are real plain, they it's an apple, it's nothing fantastic about it. It might be sweet, it might be whatever. But a candy apple, you could dress it up how you want to, decorate it how you want to, you could draw attention to it by adding everything. And they're growing like this in this scenario. So of course more farmers want what looks good, what tastes better, because of all the additives and the sugar. um So that means more of these seeds are getting planted. And if it's not obvious, this is women. This is representing women. So not anybody that knows in the real world, let's say that in this scenario, apples are the only nourishment nor apples are the only source of food that we have in this scenario. You can't live off a candy apple. You can eat it, you can, but that sugar and stuff is go do a whole lot of damage. So and there's gonna be very little nourishment. So your teeth are gonna be falling out, things gonna be getting rotten, the sugar gonna get everybody fat. And you have to keep in mind death was Satan, is not the grave, it's spiritual. And I have to read from my notes from this. I've been focus on this all day. So, anyways, you got to keep in mind that Satan is a master of deception. So, obviously, he does not present bad and poison fruit as it is, dress it up and make it desirable. If somebody come to you and say, "Hey, sell this fruit," ain't nobody go buy this. Ain't nobody go touch this. Get that out of my face. But when that fruit is dressed up, all nice, all cute, all sparkly, and everything, oh, people will eat this. People will take this. People will get in line to purchase this. So, obviously, again, we talking about Satan being a deceiver. So he wants as many people eating it to keep. Oh yeah, so he wants as many people eating this as possible. So obviously, the effects of the poison are not going to be detected for years. And by the time it is detected, death is knocking at the door and it's too late, which is kind of scary since we're really talking about. So that's the end of that analogy. So you have to keep in mind that we are people who focus on praise and give privilege to others because of their beauty, which is something that is spoken against in the Bible. So the world, aka Satan, has made beauty and sex appeal the measuring stick for how much a woman is worth. The standard of beauty is ever changing. I want to say maybe like last year, 2 years ago, the standard of women was to be thick. Everybody want to be thick. Everybody going to get these BBLs, these surgeries, all that. Now, up, forget that. let's go back to being skinny. Uh, and whenever you don't qualify and whatever the standard of beauty is today, you can go ahead and buy it. This is basically I wish I would have had a picture for this, but I didn't. Um, it's basically cheese on a treadmill. You're never going to get it. It's just, the cheese is just there to distract you. So on top of that, we have a bunch of men who at some point in their lives chose and chased after what brought them lust because at the time that's all they knew until maturity and knowledge set in. Now the problem with this is that some men, they never matured. So you got a bunch of men that have the appearance of men, but their heart and mind of that of a teenager. And they're choosing and treating women as such. And I have an example for that. A lot of you ladies out Hold there, on. Right? Who think that you get the same privileges as women out here that a man either got a backlash for this post, man. But the truth is the truth. Let me explain something. For this post, man. But the truth is the truth. Let me explain something to a lot of you ladies out there, right? Who think that you get the same privileges as women out here that a man eaters and got extremely good vagina. You don't deserve the same privileges that they get, and you can't get away with the shit that they get away with because your coochie not that good to be giving no nigga no headache. When you got good coochie, you ain't really gotta argue. You give him some and set the record straight. When your shit not really that good, you kinda gotta humble yourself a tad bit because a nigga really don't wanna be paying your bills or hearing your mouth, but they tolerate it because maybe your personality grew on them. Chicks with that grease, they already know they could damn near get away with murder. But if you don't got that Griselda, if you don't got that shit that's putting the nigga whole body in a headlock, if you ain't got that bring the whole check home on a Friday type of shit between your legs, you kind of got to stay in your lane. You got to know how to cook. You got to know how to clean. Like, you can't be broke with regular coochie. Straight like that. You always got to have you something for a rainy day. One thing about a chick with that, ooh wee, everybody's willing to pay her rent. Everybody's willing to pay her car note. Everybody's willing to raise her children. So this man basically just proved everything that I'm finna say. But keep in mind, because again, I'm leading up to the problem with everybody giving advice about relationships and all of these gurus. Keep in mind what he just said. This is for the men who believe that they have these women stigmatized. Let me give you a little bit of free game. You're not the biggest penis she done seen. You're not even the best penis that she done seen. You have to understand that it is not the penis, it's the person behind it. That's why there's a woman right now being satisfied with 3 inches of penis because she loves the person that's behind that penis. So that little thrust that he giving her is touching her soul because they are connected by soul ties. They are connected by chemistry. It is not the dick, bro. It's the person that is attached to the dick. And the sooner that you understand this, do you see the contradiction? But I'm building up to it. So this is just yeah, I'm gonna play this video. His life at this moment. And one woman is, you could say, the more conservative, quote unquote, good girl, whatever you want to label it. And the other woman is the crazy one. All right? She's nuts. Okay? And in a lot of situations, the man chooses the crazy one. And you're like, what the hell is this? And what it boils down to in many situations is that in her craziness, she shows and expresses desire.
She has no problem saying to this man and showing this man, I want you. In her mind, you are mine. You ain't going nowhere. And I'm going to fight to the death to have you. Hopefully, not actually to the death, but I'm just saying. That's how passionate she is. Whereas the quote unquote good girl conservative one is more nonchalant, is more, well, if he wants me, he needs to come get me.
Again, I don't know how old this man is. I don't know how old the other man is, but this is a prime example of this kind of mentality. You could be a man, you could look like a man, you could be in your 40s and 50s, and you still got the mindset of a child. This is a child's mentality. So, anyways, being that this is typically the condition of men, two things are going to happen, right? The first thing is women are going to start becoming what we think that we have to get. Women are going to become what we think that we have to be in order to get a man, right? So men have typically gravitated towards what was easier, what was sexier, what was thicker in a lot of cases. And what he just said, some people like crazy, some people like chaotic and all that other kind of stuff. So that's what they ran to. So as a woman without knowledge, right? Because knowledge is the most important thing. Without knowledge, we do not understand that what we have been seeing all of this time is lust, not love. And this is not what real interest is supposed to look like. So this is kind of why, well, not kind of, this is why I was so open about my whole situation and my feelings and stuff when it came to Mark, because the way that I felt is, and being healed and looking at the world now with the knowledge and information that I have now, yeah, a lot of people are just really hurt. Um, so this is the thing. We don't see what happens after certain kind of women get chosen, right? We just see that we were standing there, I look how I look, she look how she looked. He didn't want me. He chose her. They went on and did whatever they did, right? That's all that we really see. And when we do see things, most times we see that that woman has multiple men fawning over her. Um, she's getting gifts. She's getting money. Sometimes she might be getting her bills paid. Sometimes she might be getting taken on vacations. So a lot of times, these women in particular, this is how they get treated by men, right? Just going crazy behind them. But then when it comes to the good women, so to say, wait, we look around. Okay, keep in mind, we see that the whores. We see that the whores, the fun women, the chaotic women, the sexy women, all of that. We see that they get all the men, they get all the attention. We, somebody like me, and I don't want to make it seem like people not checking for me, but dang. Anyways, most of the time, regular, plain, boring, good women, we look around and this is what we see in here. Crickets. Ain't too many people around. Ain't too many people doing all that. So and then some men are so consumed by their lust that they will literally see a woman walk out of a man's house. She got a seed all over her, and because, oh, she's fine, she's this, I heard that she a good time or whatever, they'll basically get on their knees, whatever it takes to get opportunity with you, they doing it. So what we see, the ones that are still standing are the ones who don't have men fawning over us left and right. We see that the women that do have these things, the whores, the Jezebels, the easy women, the fun women, she's highly desired, she's highly sought after, and she got the men going crazy, like what I just showed. So obviously, when we're made for men, we want a man. Uh, you looking at them and be like, well, shoot, if that's like I said in my testimony videos, when that's what you constantly seeing, it's like, well, shoot, is that what I have to be in order to get what they getting? And again, when you don't have proper knowledge, this is what real interest looks like. This is what a man truly liking a woman looks like, and we don't know no better because this is all we're really seeing. Okay, so then keep in mind that was the first thing that happens when men are so immature and lustful. The second thing that happens is hatred towards men. And where there's hatred, destruction is right behind it. And we gonna be talking about that more in the second video. But anyways, so obviously one thing that bred hatred was the stupidity and the lust of men. The second thing was the lack of knowledge provided to women to prevent mistakes from happening. Well, lack of knowledge for everybody, but yeah. So the biggest piece of knowledge that Satan has kept from women was that your character and your heart is what gets you love, not your body, not your sex. And definitely not how much you are willing to do for a man. So you got to keep in mind the world has been making it seem like if you keep up your body, you stay beautiful, you look a certain kind of way, you're guaranteed to get a man. If you compliant, if you cook, if you clean, you could get the man of your dreams. You could be this. Any man is going to desire you. You're going to be the girl of everybody's dreams. Just be a good woman. Somebody will appreciate you. That's not true. And I think I played it in my other clip, my last clip. But if I don't know, I'm gonna play it again because this is on par with what I'm talking about. Still feel the need to mess with multiple women.
Most men cheat just based on the availability of the situation. If we're gonna be real, a lot of times it's not even necessarily what she's doing. Is that these options are available to me, and I'm interested in something different. Me and you might have been together 9, 10 years, or whatever the case may be, and you didn't show me every possible move you can. And I run across this woman who's willing to just throw it at me any different type of way, and just curiosity alone is gonna push most men to go out there and say, "Let me just at least see what it is."
I want to stay on what Trill said for a second though, because we hear about these divorce rates, right? 80% of women are choosing to divorce and different things like that. But maybe a part of it is there's no real incentive other than your morals, right? There's no real incentive to being a good woman. We sat here and we listened to somebody say, "Oh, if you stay at home, you cook." What? Hold on. You stay at home, you cook, you clean, you do this. You do what you think a good woman is supposed to do. And you said after 9 or 10 years, it just may be curiosity. And it's like, could you imagine looking on the other side of things? Can you imagine being at home, doing what you got to do, raising your family, raising your kids, and your man degrade your relationship, throw away everything that you build over? I mean, it might feel different. Like,
It's not time, right? But anyways, um, and like I said, this is why I was very honest about my feelings and stuff when it came to the whole situation with Mark. Because like I said, this is basically the problem for a lot of people. We feel like we was everything that a man said that he wanted, and it's still not good enough. Um, so with no knowledge, it's not understood that love is the difference between obligation and being honest to do for the other person. So there are a lot of people that are married, committed to, and stay with somebody out of obligation, not because you really love that person. So all of this is obviously due to the lack of knowledge. With no knowledge, all we can do is go off of our own understanding and emotions, and this is why the world is full of broken-hearted people. So as I said, our heart is the thing that gets us love, not our body, not sex. But by the time this is understood, most of the time a woman's heart is already destroyed. She's broken, she's angry, and once a woman's heart is destroyed, nothing good lives there anymore. And we become the exact type of woman that God warned men to stay away from. So at this point, there's only two things that's going to happen. The tree is either going to stop producing fruit and it's going to die, or she's going to keep reproducing fruit and she cannot give what she does not have. Rotten and broken hearts produce rotten and broken people. So, and that's kind of it for my notes. I did mention that the second part is focusing on how Satan has instilled the spirit of rebellion in women and how he is laboring to make us just like him. We're not going to talk about that in this video. But I do want to kind of go over some pictures. So, because of men being so lustful, right? And this is the thing. First of all, I'm gonna say it how I'm gonna say it. Say what I gotta say. It really bothers me. It bothers me to constantly see men complaining about the state of women today. They complain because, oh, women are all this now. Women are all whores. They being so disrespectful, degrading women, and they making, just all of this negativity and disgust. But it's just like, if you would not have taken the past 20, 30, sometimes 40 years of your life playing around, maybe you could have had you a good woman. So, I mean, I just kind of feel like, don't sit over here. Yes, the state of the world today is not good at all. But there's nothing that you can really do about it. And sitting on the internet, sitting on these podcasts and throwing hatred around, I don't like that at all. But yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, it's really sad. And I'm coming with the examples. It's really sad that women, we're really convinced that like our worth is between our legs. Our worth is based upon our bodies. So you have all on social media, you got all these women who are really beautiful, you know, got nice bodies and everything, but that's all that they are. We should not be scrolling on social media, and this is like one girl. Most of her videos are all including her butt. This is not all that we are worth. But this is what Satan has reduced us down to. And that was like the first one. Her butt wasn't involved. Um, Another one I had mentions. A lot of women, they talk about how they was insecure, they wasn't happy. They started working out. Main focus was their butt. Their butt got bigger. They got happier. Our butt should not determine how happy we are in life, but again, here it is. Um, this is another video. You scroll on TikTok. Go to TV. Okay, so I'm just gonna be showing some clips right now. I'll play this one again. So what she was doing was, the thing said, me after tossing my slipper for the 100th time. But it's supposed to be about her slipper, but what are you showing? Your butt. And this is an older woman. I don't know how old she is, but this, come on now. Another woman. And this was all like one day, scrolling TikTok back to back to back. She cleaning, you sweeping a patio, but the focus is on your butt. I'm not being degrading. I'm just saying that this should not be the state of the woman today. But again, you gotta blame men being so consumed with their lust. This is what we reduced ourselves down to. Another one, an older lady. She's Hispanic. I mean, if you go walk on a treadmill, but again, but gotta be in a camera. Then there's a thing on TikTok where everybody's talking about okra water.
This pussy driving me crazy, driving me crazy, driving me crazy, driving me crazy, driving me crazy.
The caption here says okra water benefits. The top of the list is tight and slippery. Hair growth, glowing skin, weight loss. Then another video.
You don't want a man, don't drink this because that man is gonna be at your doorstep screaming your name if you don't text him. When I tell you I ran to get me some okra and make my water, so let's drink some. Okay.
The state of the world today should not be a bunch of women running on social media. First of all, we are so, not me, but I'm a woman, so I'm just gonna say we. We have been taught and convinced that be a master of seduction. Be masters in the bedroom. Do everything that you can to keep a man interested in you sexually, but then what else? What happens after that? And I mean, no sensible man is staying with you because you were tight and wet and everything. Anyways, then there's this young girl that this is real sad to me. There's this young girl, right? She's like 21, beautiful girl, but when you look on her TikTok, everything is centered around her butt, right? Again, beautiful girl, 21, young, wide, and this is a video that she had. Now the thing is, a lot of men, they'll see that and say she's fine. They want to be with her. This, that, and the third. First of all, I see a production of lack of discipline, lack of order. People run to have sex with women like this, but my rabbits are distracting me. Men run to have sex with women like this, and you have a baby with that woman. All you doing is basically putting another whore on the street. I hate to say it like that, but that's just what it is. And something else I kind of want to say in this video before I cut it off, so class is dismissed, is that something that my pastor says a lot is you cannot get sweet and bitter water from the same fountain. So you have a lot of men who want a biblical wife, but they want her to look like a whore, look like a Jezebel, act like one, perform in the bedroom like one. You can't get both at the same time. So that's just what it is. um, but yeah, that's all I really have for this one. So class is dismissed.